Hi, this is Dr. Fritz. I'm a Woodlands High School teacher. My name is Dr. Fritz, and we are doing this session called Core and Breathe. I know that you're probably under quarantine. Um, so, that being said, we're going to try to take this time to sort of escape within ourselves and try to refocus. This is special for parents and students, families. Uh, Today, we're going to be talking about a couple different things before we start breathing. And by now, everybody probably is at the peak level of chaos in your house. You're reevaluating relationships, maybe with your kids, your spouses, whatever's going on, other family members, aunts, uncles, what have you. And this is a good time to escape within ourselves, breathe, and be able to breathe within said chaos. So, a couple things that we'll talk about. And again, I'm not an expert. This is just something that I do for me. Some people enjoy it, and perfectly imperfect stream of consciousness. And we'll get started here. So, this is probably the biggest social studies lesson that you've ever had in your life. Being a social studies teacher, that is, the way I sort of measure things. That's my barometer of everything, sort of my filter. And also, I've been thinking about this meditation. This is something that has happened at a uh, maybe a difficult time for some. It's a religious week for some people, and they're observing that holiday. Uh, but I wanted to talk about religion, the respect of any leader, or even maybe some historical figures as well. You look at the lives in their religion, in their movements, and they're going through tough times as well, or were going through tough times as well. They were doing the difficult thing. They were doing the hard task. And right now is very much like that. It's a new thing that we're experiencing. It's a difficult task for some. The reason that people appreciate them or look to them, worship them, follow their teachings is because that very thing. Yet some of us, a lot of us, fail sometimes to maybe replicate those teachings or uh, pick up on that lesson that was modeled. And we're human, and a lot of those figures too, they were human as well, and flawed like all of us, and that's fine. They weren't thinking about rank or leading. They were just thinking about doing whatever needed to be done. They were doing it. And in this case, this is where we have parents and students. Right now, it seems as if we'll never get on the other side of this. I know that I spoke with a couple of students today, and they felt as if it was a futile effort going through class, but keeping repetition, keeping a schedule, I'm even shaving more because of this, is super important to do. All right. And that's sort of our task. That's the tough thing that we have to do at this time. You look at these leaders, religious leaders, historical leaders, and they're exercising compassion. They're exhibiting behaviors that we champion. And one thing that they all had was faith and hope. I look at past, I look at different times in my life, and I think of other people's lives too, and I think about times that faith and hope wasn't present, or I didn't really believe in this concept, or it was a trivial concept, or something for Hallmark cards, or whatever it might be. But there is great value in something that all humans have and use from time to time, whether they know it or not, and it's hope and faith. So I'm hoping that we can sort of cultivate some of that through our meditation today, um, and sort of channel that uh, to some of our friends and loved ones. Because a lot of us you see on media or wherever, some people have it pretty good. Um, some people welcome and like the quarantine, don't want to be with others. I understand this piece too, and life isn't so bad for them. But the people that I do want to channel, and this is going to be, we're doing a meditation to help ourselves today and get an understanding. So this might bring you a little bit of discomfort for now, but it's for a good reason. Some of us right now can't escape our situation. You might be a victim of domestic abuse, or be on the other hand of a child that's getting domestically abused or abused because there's alcohol or drugs in the family. These are cases, and there's all kinds of different cases that are going on, situations, and you can't escape that. And this is where the hope and faith comes in that regard. And we're going to talk a little bit about this later. But I want us to sort of think about them, and with this, have compassion and slow things down. And when things are tough and you've got 5 or 6 kids running around, everybody's yelling at the top of their lungs and stuff's being thrown around, I want you to take a moment and try to take a breath and have some compassion, and let's think about others at this time too. We're going to take care of ourselves, but we also need to think about people that may have been forgotten. And if you're watching this or thinking about this, and this is, in some way relates to you, we haven't forgotten about you, but you also please try to keep the hope and faith for now. All right, we'll circle back about around this with this. Um, a lot of you now, you're at home and it's things are safe and it's a great time and you want to escape from that. And I totally get that. I understand that. You've played a video game 1,000 times with your child, or you've done that writing over and over on an assignment, or you've done the same thing day in, day out. There's a bit too much repetition. So we want to talk about escaping with ourselves and embracing the darkness. I had a meditation teacher, and they told me, you should be able to meditate in Times Square. You should be able to go down to Times Square, but maybe not today, but I'm saying back when there was a lot of foot traffic, a lot of business going on, you should be able to sit in the middle of Times Square and you should be able to perfectly meditate. This also, is going to be a skill or something that we're going to need to practice, but you should be able to meditate in total chaos. If you look at a doctor, or if you look at a special operator, we'll look at doctors right now. They're not in the emergency room right now. Maybe they're cussing under their breath, or, upset. They've got a lot of things going on, but guess what? They're compartmentalizing it, and they're breaking the situation down, and they're breathing, and they're prioritizing. And this is something that we need to do as well. So when we escape within ourselves today, we're going to put ourselves first. We're going to prioritize. We're going to breathe. And anything that's going on, bedlam, chaos, whatever it might be, we're going to take a moment. We're going to escape. We're going to slow down. And we're going to breathe. And we're going to get our sense of tenacity back, our sense of hope and centeredness. Some of us are still living within a microscope that was happening a month ago, and we haven't learned to slow it down. We're still moving with that inertia that we did. So we want to think about that too, with the escape. When you're ready, I want you to get a deep breath, an exhaling breath. I want you to get ready to get anything bad that you feel, creakiness in your bones, bad thoughts. I want you to take in all that dead air, and I want you to breathe it out. Now I want you to think about, when you're ready and on your own time, although I may move you along, I want you to close your eyes, and I want you to focus on any tension behind your eyes, behind your nose, your mouth, jaws. Are your teeth clenched? Maybe you have your ears scrunched up. I want you to be conscious of this, and I want you to let that go. Could be an argument that you had earlier. It could be a toy that you stepped on. Students, it could be your parent talking to you about cleaning your room for the 5th, 6th, 7th time. Whatever that is, I want you to focus on that. I want you to let that go. Maybe you have some tension left in your neck or in your spine, your hips, knees, ankles, and feet. And I want you to let that go. I want you to start focusing on your breath and just the breath and the darkness and the escape. If you're having trouble getting things out of your mind or getting your mind clear, I want you to focus on the word darkness in black letters, just existing in a void in space. You can repeat that over and over in your mind if you have to, or just focus on an image of space. Any noise will come and go. Clouds in the in the sky, cars in the street, waves on the beach. You might reattend to any tension left over in your body. It might be a roll of the neck, an adjustment of the leg, whatever it is, so be it. Please make sure your breath is a deep breath, a lung cleansing breath. Make sure your exhalation is also getting rid of any bad air or bad thoughts. While, while you're breathing, again, I want you to focus on the darkness, but I want you to just hear something while we're here and in this moment. Parents, family, students, children, we're all doing our best to maintain, and each of us are flawed. We're going to have compassion for one another. And when things get too much, we're going to take a step back. We're going to remember the other person that we're dealing with, and we're going to relax. Remember that in some cases, this is a gift. Focus on your breathing. In with fresh air, out with any bad expelled air. Right? Going to rejuvenate the lungs, the heart, and the mind. Good air, positive energy, hope, and faith. When you're ready and on your own time, you can come back to us. And I'll just finish with this. We're at a time where we don't have the peripheral noise and we're defining ourselves. It's important that we know that. And this is in some ways a gift in that regard. The judgment is gone, and it's just going to be us left to judge ourselves and how we reacted and how we carried on. We're going to make this happen. It won't be today and it might not be tomorrow, but eventually it will be. Parents, students, family members, guardians, just remember that perhaps you're going to look back on this time in fondness and remember some of the good memories that you all came together and did what you needed to do. Please take the rest of the day to try to enjoy or focus on pursuits that you need to. Have some hope, have some faith. And the time is now for you to reset yourself and go do things that you've always wanted to or have an interest in. Mending a relationship or a new project, whatever it may be. Have a good day. I'm thinking of you all. I miss all my friends and family and loved ones. Have a good day.